Right. So this is
Okay.
our third lecture. Actually, this is our fourth or fifth lecture, but this is our third presentation, or you can say third set of notes that we are starting today. So the first topic
Okay.
that we are going to cover today is developing your ideas clearly. And this is slide number 4. When you have completed your writing, did you get it?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So once you are done with your writing, make
Hmm.
sure you allow at least 3 or 4 minutes to check and read through your answer. Like after completing your writing, you should actually, spend 2 to 3 minutes or 3 to 4 minutes if possible. During
Okay.
this time, whenever you'll be able to read only once, but during that one reading, uh, I call it as
Mm-hmm.
proofreading, you will be able to identify at least 4 to 5 mistakes. Okay, and what kind
Mm-hmm.
of mistakes those will be? Like sometimes while reading, you will feel that, oh my God, I have repeated one word in this one single sentence twice, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. And
Yeah.
then sometimes you will feel that, okay, the word that you have written somewhere is very difficult to understand what it is written. Like you just write it in hurry, but once you come back and read it, you yourself realize that, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, what I have written. Similarly, there are some, we call it verb subject agreement. What do we mean by verb
Mm-hmm.
subject agreement? Like where once your subject is singular, third person singular, in that case, and
Mm-hmm.
it's present in definite tense, then you have to use s or es, right? Similarly, if
Okay.
sometimes we use a kind of like he didn't went, but actually it should be he did not go, right? Because
Hmm.
in negative sentence, in case of past tense, we use the first form of the verb. Clear?
Yes.
Similarly, sometimes because of our chatting habit on WhatsApp, Instagram, or whatever, we just abbreviate the words. Like for to
Mm-hmm.
write word night, N-I-G-H-T, we just write N-I-T-E sometimes, or R-I-T-E, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
or instead of Y-O-U, we just use alphabet U, right? So there are many
Mm-hmm.
mistakes that you may find. Okay, so in another thing
Okay.
that you should focus on is that after writing, once you start reading your answer, please make sure that your
Hmm.
ideas are connected. They are well
Okay.
organized. Like you planned an essay in the beginning, and now you have written it. Now it's time to check it, that well, whatever you were expecting out of this essay, it's exactly the same way. Or do you think that, well, I was assuming that it will be organized, but it is not organized. So sometimes you need to make some adjustments, so leave some time for that as well. Okay, so these are
Okay.
the two major major points that we should focus on. Did you include all of your ideas? This is very important. Or have you missed something?
Hmm.
And similarly, are your ideas organized and connected logically? And I have shown you in yesterday's lesson that if
Yes, sir.
your ideas are not logically connected, they just become a list of sentences, and that's it. Okay,
Hmm.
so now examiner will judge how accurate your sentence structures are, and
Hmm.
also whether you have shown a range of sentence structures and not limited yourself to the basic ones. As I told you in the very first lesson,
Hmm.
maybe the one of the assessment criteria of the writing test is grammatical range and accuracy. And in that,
Hmm.
examiner checks two things. One, your range, and second, the accuracy. It means you have to use complex sentence structure, but not
Hmm.
of the same type, right? You
Okay.
have to use complex sentence structure, but multiple structures. Don't repeat the same
Okay.
structures again and again.
Okay.
Similarly, one last point is written, but it's last but not the least, actually not the least, and that is we hardly, use handwriting these days. Most of our work
Hmm.
is typing. So I will accept, I don't know, I guess in your field it's still handwriting, if I'm not wrong,
Hmm.
but most of the time, people hardly write. So I will strongly recommend you guys, both of you, to to practice writing using a lead pencil. Right, during these sessions, during for next 1 month, I will strongly recommend you to keep writing using pencil, right? So that
Okay.
your hands, your muscles, and you yourself are tuned up with that. So now
Okay.
this was the topic that we started right in the beginning, and now and we also we saw some different points gathered by a student, and now we will see a complete essay on that. I want you to please
Okay.
read through this topic now. The internet allows us to stay connected with each other no matter where we are. So here we are talking about the internet, and then about internet, we are not talking about research work, we are not talking about games, we are not talking about any other aspect. In fact, we are talking about
Yes, sir.
connectivity thing.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah, very right. And now the second the other aspect or other view is that internet, instead of what we call connecting people, it is actually isolating people. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Hmm.
the question asks you, to what extent do you agree or disagree with these statements? That means you have to give your view about both the statements.
Okay.
Okay, so now we will see an essay written by a student, and we will try to figure out some mistakes, and we'll try to learn some good words that this not words actually, some good phrases or sentences that this student has used. Okay, now the student
Okay.
has used actually. Now, first of all, the internet is a wonderful tool that helps us to keep in touch wherever we are. Okay,
Okay.
now if you
Okay.
see this sentence, wherever we are, you see this is
Okay.
this was there in the question, so this is a repetition if you see.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
so what he or she can write instead of wherever we are?
The internet is a wonderful tool that helps us to keep in touch. Uh,
Anywhere in the world, maybe.
yeah, exactly, anywhere in the world.
In the world, right. Next, however, I do think that some people can find it quite addictive. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So internet is a wonderful tool that help us to keep in touch wherever we are. However, I do think
Hmm.
that some people can find it quite addictive. Now, if you see, this candidate has used a word "it" here.
Hmm.
Now, it is referring to something, and what is that? Internet.
Internet.
Internet, right? So this is,
Hmm.
avoiding the repetition here. Okay, some
Hmm.
people can find it quite addictive. After that, he says,
Hmm.
progress often comes at a price, and there are many who is concerned about the impact of the internet has on our daily life. So there's a few points that I want to tell you. First of all, there's a verb subject disagreement. There are many who
Hmm.
is concerned or who are concerned.
Who are?
Who are. So this is one mistake, right? Grammatical mistake.
Hmm.
Concerned about the impact the internet has on our daily lives. Now, lives would have been a better word, but okay, life is fine, but lives,
Hmm.
because it's our daily lives, right? So anyways, life is also fine. Now,
Hmm.
there's a coherence issue in this. You see, there are three sentences, three ideas that this
Yeah.
candidate has presented. One, he says internet is a wonderful tool and it helps us to stay connected. Second, however, I feel it
Hmm.
makes us quite addictive. And in the third thing, he
Hmm.
says that progress often comes at a price. So he has already mentioned it
Hmm.
a price or earlier, that is addiction.
Hmm.
So if I change the order or sequence of this, that makes a thing this pet essay much better. Like The internet has a wonderful tool, is a wonderful tool that helps us to keep in touch wherever we are. However,
Hmm.
after this, however, progress
Hmm.
often comes at a price,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
Often comes at a price, and I do think that some people can find it quite addictive,
Hmm.
right? Or in other words,
Hmm.
you could also say, however, progress often comes at a price, and there are many who are concerned about the impact the internet has on our daily lives, right? But I will keep this part
Okay.
open for next. So I would say that this first part, wherever we are, however, progress often comes at a price. I will put it
Hmm.
here. Okay. And I do think that some people can find it quite addictive, or this may become this becomes an addiction for many. Okay. So
Hmm.
after that, I will raise a question, something like, well, and that's why there are many who are concerned about the impact of the internet that it has on our daily lives.
Hmm.
You see, which words I have used here?
There are many who
No,
are.
no, no. Before that, to connect it with the previous. However, now I'm repeating it. Please pay attention to this.
Okay. Okay.
And you will feel a better connection or flow, a logical flow in this paragraph. Like, the
Okay.
internet is a wonderful tool that helps us to stay connected keep in touch wherever we are. However,
Hmm.
progress often comes at a price, and I do
Hmm.
think that some people can find it quite addictive, and I do
Hmm.
think that it becomes addiction for many.
Okay.
Therefore, or that is why there are many.
Hmm.
That is why there are many who are concerned about the impact on on our lives. And blah blah. This sentence has it.
Hmm. Yes.
Fine. So that becomes a very good thing, or you can say a coherent
Hmm.
and connected and a logically, sorry, a paragraph written in a logical flow, with a logical flow actually.
Okay.
Now, moving forward to the next paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
Let us consider the benefits the internet brought. Undoubtedly,
Okay.
now you see, undoubtedly, this is, what is this? Undoubtedly, what do we call it?
Yeah, undoubtedly, like you can say, without
Without
any.
any doubts, okay, that's fine. But
Yeah.
this is an adverb.
Yes.
It has become,
So.
it's kind of my, it has given us my opinion. Actually, it's indicating my opinion.
Hmm.
Okay, the greatest of these is the ease with which. Now, can you see this which?
With mistake
Yeah,
spelling
spelling
mistake.
mistake. Right, right. So with which it allows us to make contact with people anywhere in the world. Now there are a
Hmm.
few things that you should notice here. What is this? These.
Hmm.
Which word or which thing this word these is referring to?
The greatest of these.
Yeah,
Internet, like these benefits
benefits
of
actually.
internet.
Yeah, benefits of the internet, and these means benefits of. You see again how he has avoided the repetition.
Hmm. Exactly.
Okay, is the ease with which it means internet,
Hmm.
right? It means internet allows us to make contact
Hmm.
with people anywhere in the world. Now nowadays,
Hmm.
spelling mistake,
Hmm.
a
Yes,
is missing.
exactly.
A is missing. Okay, nowadays here
Hmm.
the business
Also, we
world.
can write separately.
No, 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 no. That's wrong.
Okay.
Nowadays the business world makes use of this every day. Again, this means internet, right? Without the
Hmm.
internet, companies would find it extremely difficult to expand or meet the needs of their customers. There means companies,
Yeah.
right? Customers. Now, if you see this whole point, let me change the color. From this, the first two lines, they talk about the benefit. of internet in terms of connectivity. And after that,
Hmm.
he has narrated one point regarding business connectivity or commercial use of internet, you can say,
Okay.
with one example. Now, this point that I'm
Hmm.
trying to circle now up till here. Nowadays, business world makes use of, this is one benefit that business is using internet. And for that,
Hmm.
he has, given an example. Without the internet,
Hmm.
companies would find it extremely difficult to expand or meet the needs of their customer. So you see,
Hmm.
this is one example. Now, another aspect that
Hmm.
he wants to mention here, the same ability to keep in touch extends into our personal lives.
Hmm.
That was a commercial use, and now this is a personal use that he is going to mention.
Hmm.
For example, when my cousins were backpacking around the world, means they were going on a world
Hmm.
trip, they were able to, now they means cousins, right? Obviously,
Hmm.
they were able to reassure their family and friends that all was well, and also
Hmm.
share memories almost immediately. Like they might be posting their picture on Facebook or Instagram, maybe
Hmm.
immediately, using social networking sites, maybe Facebook, right?
Hmm.
So now, if
Hmm.
you see, this is the second point. So essentially speaking, this candidate has given two
Hmm.
points in favor of
Hmm.
what? In favor of first view. And what was that
Yeah.
first statement? That internet helps us to stay connected wherever we are.
Hmm.
And for that, the first two lines, you see, as I told you yesterday, or maybe the day
Hmm.
before yesterday, that first line of your second and third paragraph, they act as a preamble line. We don't discuss any point in that, but still, there are a number
Hmm.
of words which can be counted.
Hmm.
Generally speaking, we start with something like, okay, first of all, the one side and something like that. So now you see, the first two 1.5 lines, almost or 2 lines, they in these 2 lines, there's no point which is mentioned
Hmm.
about internet connectivity. It is just the restatement of the same point, the first opinion. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
after that, to support this point, he has written two further arguments. And in the first argument, he talks about the commercial use with one example. And
Hmm.
in the second, he talks about the personal use and again with one example. Clear?
Hmm.
Now,
Okay.
moving forward to the next paragraph. Now, progress comes at a price. Now, you see, this phrase has been repeated here. We saw this
Hmm. Yes, sir.
in the first line. Progress comes at a price, right?
Hmm.
Progress comes at a price, however, and there is an other side to the coin. Now, if you see,
Hmm.
he has used three phrases and words to move to an opposite idea,
Yeah. Yes.
right? Three phrases to move to an opposite idea. So what I suggest,
Hmm.
what do you think? Shall we write progress often comes at a price here in the first paragraph, or shall I write progress comes at a, one of these I have to delete. So which one to delete?
So this one, the second paragraph,
Second, and what's the reason for that?
because we are discussing the disadvantages.
Right. Okay. I will just view it from an other perspective, and that is, you see, in the this is a good phrase actually. Progress often comes at
Hmm.
a price. This is a good phrase.
Hmm.
So what I want that
Hmm.
it should stay there right in the first paragraph to give a good impact right in the beginning. You see,
Hmm.
if I remove progress comes at a price from this point, this whole paragraph, the first paragraph, it will lose quite a bit actually.
Hmm.
Right? So now one good statement here, and then after some time, this is again a very good phrase. There's another side to the coin.
Hmm.
So what I will do, I will suggest that I will write, however, I will remove this and I would say,
Okay.
however, there is an other side to the coin.
Hmm.
This convenience, what do we mean by this convenience now?
This convenience, this convenience.
Yeah, it means it is referring to the ease of connectivity that internet provides.
Okay.
You see, there was a sentence, internet helps us to stay connected. Now,
Hmm.
shall I write it again? That this help in staying connected. You see, instead of saying repeating the same thing, he said this
Mm-hmm.
convenience or this connectivity or this ease.
Okay.
In the first line,
Yes.
he said this ease of connectivity. Now he's saying this
Hmm.
convenience that the
Hmm.
internet brings. And what is that convenience? It is connectivity, right?
Hmm.
Brings means that our work is only ever a mouse click away now. Fine.
Hmm.
So that means now, even if I'm on weekend, you remember that point that this guy had written, you know,
Yes, our work is
at a
only
mouse
ever a
click
mouse
away.
click
So
away. Yeah, exactly.
you cannot avoid work. Your boss can assign you tasks even on the weekends.
Hmm.
So consequently, many people
Hmm.
find it difficult to ever
Hmm.
escaping from work. Now there's a
Hmm.
flaw in that, to escape from work, actually,
Hmm.
not escaping,
Yes.
to escape from work, right? So difficult to
Okay.
ever escape from work. Now again,
Okay.
if you see, this candidate has provided one point of with a small example, and that example is
Hmm.
escaping from work, of
Yeah.
commercial use or commercial connectivity.
Okay.
But now he's moving to the next point. In addition, the websites
Hmm.
that encourage us to keep in touch may,
Hmm.
ironically, lead to antisocial behavior in some users. Now, this is about
Hmm.
personal use, right?
Okay.
Now, this is a very good sentence. You see, it's a complicated, complex structure. That's very beautiful. And
Hmm.
what do we mean by ironically? Ironically, where do we use this word? This is ironic.
Uh, that's a
Okay.
like rude, like
Mhm. If
it is
we,
like something.
uh when
It
we
is
actually,
like we are. You can say when we are saying like rude or
no, 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 no. Okay, actually, ironically, we use this word when, a normal, a journal expectation is different, but actual scenario on the ground is different. Like, for example, if someone is 50 years of age, right?
okay.
We assume, what is your general expectation? That he should be a mature person.
Hmm.
But if he acts childish,
Okay.
that is an ironic behavior,
Okay.
right? Similarly, if I say that our leaders or people in the government, they are
Hmm.
supposed to, what is the general expectation? They are supposed to help the countrymen, right? They
Hmm.
are supposed to do welfare of the people. Now, this is
Hmm.
general expectation, but ironically means what is happening against
Opposite.
general expectation, opposite of it.
Hmm.
Ironically, what is happening? It is totally different.
Opposite end. Okay.
Opposite. So now you see there are some websites and we call them
Hmm.
social websites. And what is the
Mm-hmm.
purpose of those websites? To connect people.
Coming. Yeah. Exactly.
But ironically, what is actually happening? It is creating an antisocial behavior.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Fine. So why I have spent that much time on this one word? Because this one
Hmm.
word you can use in many situations.
Hmm.
Got it?
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
ironically lead to antisocial behavior in some users. These people, what do we mean by these people? These some users actually,
Hmm.
for whom this internet ironically become, leads to their antisocial behavior. For them,
Antisocial.
yeah, for these people end up with more virtual friends than actual friendships.
Okay.
In reality, their feeling of connectedness may only be an illusion, right? That is just a vague
False
thought.
belief,
Yeah,
false.
yeah, they are living in a fool's paradise actually. So they that may
Hmm.
connectedness may only be an illusion as they become more and
Hmm.
more isolated in their homes.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you see the structure in the beginning, this writer, author, whosoever has written this essay, he gives one liner, a starting sentence for internet is a wonderful tool that helps us to stay connected. However, progress comes at a price. We have rearranged it a little bit, and for some people this connectivity can become an addiction, and that is why some people are really concerned about role of internet in our lives, you see. And then he
Okay.
starts first by considering the benefits of internet, and within that, if you see the structure, he talks about one commercial use with example and one personal use of internet with example.
Okay.
Similarly, on the other hand, there's another side to the coin. Again, when it comes to negative, or you can say isolation because of internet, he again talks about two things. One, about what we call the business use, that because of this
Hmm.
people, because the all the time they are connected with their bosses and offices, so that is actually isolating them from their families actually. And then again, within for
Hmm.
one example or one point regarding a personal use. And what is that personal use? Because that is use of social websites, that becomes an addiction for many people.
Okay.
Now, what is the conclusion? To summarize, I completely agree that although there are clear benefits to the internet, there are also certain risks.
Hmm.
Having said that, I believe that these, what do we mean by these? These can be minimized. How? What is this? These?
The risk.
Risk, right,
Risk.
right. Yeah, risk, right, right. So these can be minimized through, actually now can be minimized. You see, this is passivized, and whenever there's passivized, it has to
Hmm.
be third form, minimized.
Hmm. And
Okay,
sir, he used S word. I think there should be Z that.
sorry, come again, please.
Sir, minimize MINIMIZED.
Okay, okay, okay. Now I'll talk on this. Very good point. I'll talk on this. Please do remind me once I'll conclude. Okay.
Okay.
Minimized through education. As far as I
Okay.
am now, this is abbreviation. I am, and then
Oh, yes.
you see concerned.
Hmm. Exactly.
Again,
Concerned.
concerned. This is again passivized. So I am
Yes.
concerned. Okay.
Hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, something that can bring the word into the home of a person who is disabled and essentially housebound is more indispensable than intrusive. Now, let me talk about this S and Z thing.
Sir,
Okay.
what do you mean by intrusive?
Uh, he is giving actually an example of a person who is disabled, right? Okay. Now,
Okay.
for a disabled person, if you see, internet is not a kind of, an extra thing, an extra luxury,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? It is actually something uh, which, if it is not there,
Hmm.
it will, make a big difference,
Okay.
right? Or in other words, if I say uh, it is not an extra thing, right? Okay, let me explain you
Hmm.
this from with what do we mean by indispensable?
In like unavailable.
Which, yeah, a necessity, a
Okay.
fundamental need. Dispensable means something extra. If you have, well and good. If
Okay.
you don't have, you can just throw it away. That is dispensable,
Hmm.
right? Like
Exactly.
disposable things and dispensable things, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so now, if you have something dispensable, that means you don't have to. It doesn't matter if you have it or you don't have it. You can throw it away,
Okay.
right? But when I say
Okay.
indispensable, it means it is mandatory. It is very necessary for you.
Okay.
Okay, and intrusive means again optional. You can have it, or you can say if you don't want to have it, you don't have it, right? Intrusive is also
Okay.
used in another way. We call it like something that we don't like, unwanted.
Mhm. Okay.
Intrusive is also used in that sense. But here in this sentence, he says that for a person uh, who cannot move
Mhm.
out because of his disability, maybe
Mhm.
he cannot move out like any others. He cannot make friends. He cannot go to the park. For him, internet is a fundamental need,
Mhm.
right? It is not an extra thing for him, right? So that's why he's saying that as far as I'm concerned, this is very important thing. The only thing that is associated with internet is the risk of addiction. And
Okay.
but he said that that can be minimized through education. You can tell
Hmm.
people that okay, there are some now for example, nowadays people are realizing it now. Again, the too much
Hmm.
of internet, is actually bad,
Hmm.
right? So I have tried to cover different exercises on this single slide. Oh, sorry, one more point
Hmm.
that was left. Sorry, about S and Z. Look,
Yes.
there are two types of English language, UK and mainly, primarily. There are two ways. We call it UK English or US English, right?
Hmm.
Now, there are some differences in the UK and English writing spelling.
Okay.
And those differences, if I say one single rule that can help you to understand or make a good guess that what you would write it in UK English, oh sorry, and what will be the spelling in US English. For that, I
Hmm.
tell you a very basic tip or rule, and that is Americans pronounce or spell a word as it is pronounced. Americans
Okay.
spell a word as it is pronounced. Okay, let me give you some examples here now. Like when I say minimize, what is the sound? Z or S? Minimize. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Sir.
What
Hello.
minimize sound is Z.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so American will write it like minimize, ZE, but Britisher will write it like, sorry, minimize. Okay, same goes for organize, sorry, see, and many words
Hmm.
with the same sound, minimize, uh, analyze, okay, like,
Hmm.
this is the major difference. This is one thing,
Hmm.
one example you can say, right?
Okay.
Similarly, COLOR, color. American
Hmm.
will, write it as it is pronounced, color.
Hmm.
But if you see Britishers, color, O-U-R. O is silent here.
Yes.
So American will not write it.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, if I say favor, F-A-V-O-R and F-A-V-O-U-R. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Similarly, C-E-V-O-R. and center, C-N-T-E-R. But here
Hmm.
C-E-N-T-R-E, century. You see, although it is written as century in
Hmm.
British, but it is pronounced as center. So American will write it as center.
Okay. So which
Whereas
one is better to write in classroom, sir?
you can write anything. Both are
Okay.
equally correct, but remember, whichever pattern you follow, it should be the same throughout. Like you will lose marks if in the first paragraph you are using American style minimize with Z, and in the
Hmm.
last paragraph you are writing center, C-E-N-T-R-E.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you
sir.
have to adopt one option throughout.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Okay. So wait a
Right.
second. I want to take us.
Yeah, there are
Okay.
many other words like I have given you only three examples, like three set of words. Like this is eyes and sound. This is or sound, behavior, favor. Okay, and
Hmm.
behavior is one of those words. Neighbor is another word, which use
Hmm.
kind of flavor is another word. So
Okay.
similarly, center, and blah blah. So there are certain other sounds. You can just go on any website. But as a general rule, if you are confused, see
Hmm.
what the pronunciation is. If
Okay.
you will go by that pronunciation, that means you are following American style.
Okay.
Okay? Right. So let's move forward now to
Yes.
clear this all stuff. And we spent a lot of time on this, but this was necessary. But it will save our time in coming exercises. Like, look at the 10 underlined words in the answer. What ideas do
Hmm.
these words refer back to? Like, and this thing we have
Okay.
already covered. Like when I
Yes,
asked,
sir.
it refers to what? You said internet.
Hmm.
Okay. These refers to what? You said
Yes, sir.
benefits, right? And
Hmm.
these refers to what? You said risk.
Hmm.
So we are done with this exercise.
Yes, sir.
I covered it in the last. Okay. Next. Now I want you to find a word or phrase. A word or phrase that is used to introduce what we want to talk about first. Which word
Sir.
this, yeah, and is there any
Okay.
word,
So,
sorry?
sir, what do you mean? Matlab, I'm
Okay,
asking a
like
question. Find a
in,
word or.
yeah, find a word or phrase that is used in this essay to
Hmm.
indicate following things, A, B, C, D, F, G, one by one. First, which word this candidate has used to, to introduce an idea that he wants to talk about first. Like, let me tell you, this is a bit confusing. This word first in itself, this is what this word is indicating.
First.
First means he wants to
Uh,
discuss this idea first.
okay.
See, this is a connecting word. Do you remember? I told you firstly, secondly, thirdly. After that, moreover, on the other hand, for
Yes, yes,
example,
sir.
there were too many words. Now, can you tell me any word or words or phrases that he has used to use a contrasting or opposite idea?
Yes, sir.
Contrasting.
Another side to the coin.
Okay. However,
Hmm.
right, right. And
There
other
is
side to the
another
coin,
side.
right.
Yes.
And anything else?
Um. Wait a second. I'm really looking.
No, there's nothing. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing. Right. So any word which is which has been used to support a similar idea, sporting idea, to add a sporting idea, you can say.
Hmm.
Which word he has used or which phrase he has used?
Supporting idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait a
Just to save
second.
our time, I can show you. Just because it will,
Okay.
like in addition. Can you see this? In addition.
Yes, sir.
So this has been used to add or give
Supporting.
sorting idea. So show
Okay.
some word which is used to give an example.
Yes,
So
sir. For
this was,
example.
for example, right? This is very clear.
Hmm.
Okay, then show word showing or phrase showing a personal opinion. I told you at that time, undoubtedly. This is one.
Hmm.
And as far as I am
Yes.
concerned, this is second. As far as
Hmm.
I'm concerned, you remember, I hope this thing we
Yes,
covered
sir.
in the last exercise yesterday. So,
Hmm.
which words he has used to explain the result of an action? So that is consequently.
However,
No, however is opposite for opposite idea.
okay. So consequently,
Consequently is showing you the result of something. This one.
okay,
Can you see it?
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Then introduce summary of the ideas in the answer. So obviously for that, uh,
Fun. Then to summarize.
to summarize, very right. Okay, sorry. So this exercise is again done. I have been
Hmm.
touching all these things. That's
Hmm.
first
Yes,
slide.
sir.
So we have covered a lot in that actually.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you think of what plan this person might have made? I have also covered it.
Yes,
Like
sir.
what he's going to write in the first paragraph, what he's going to write in
So,
the second.
sir,
Hmm.
so basically second or third? Second.
Yeah,
Second in which just they mentioned you can say advantages or disadvantages.
he has covered 2 points regarding internet. Okay, I'm showing you, one of the, you can say, possible plans actually.
Okay.
So in the first introduction, he said, okay, I will agree with both the points.
Hmm.
In the second, benefits of internet. And
Hmm.
one benefit is of, you see, the commercial use or business use, you see, business use of
Hmm.
internet every day, they can't meet, means companies cannot meet the customer needs without it. And the second is personalized, and in that he has given example of cousin backpacking, right?
Okay.
Then for opposite idea, he has written this phrase on the other side of the coin,
Hmm.
right? Now
Yes, sir.
it's too convenient. We can escape work. We can't escape work. Social networking site can make us antisocial, and he has written a word ironic here. Okay, feeling connected may
Hmm.
be an illusion, or virtual or not
Hmm.
real friends. You see, he has written all the points for him, and then he started
Hmm.
writing. Similarly, my opinion, I agree. We can help with education about
Hmm.
risk, the risks which are there, we can address those risks by educating people. He has written this point,
Hmm.
right? Benefits
Okay.
outweigh drawbacks. Disabled people isolated at home, you see, he's again written one example. So this might be his
Hmm.
plan, possible plan that he has written.
Okay.
Okay, so once you have plan, it is very easy for you to write.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's move forward, and that is about grammatical accuracy.
Okay.
Give me a minute, please. Meanwhile, you can read this slide. Okay. Okay, sorry. Now, when you're writing quickly, it is very easy to make silly mistakes. You see, I call them silly mistakes. So use final few minutes to carefully check what you wrote and what you have to
Okay.
focus in your checking. Number one, your spelling.
Okay.
Check for
Okay.
clear spelling mistakes. If you remember, there were two, three
Yes,
words
sir.
which, and there were nowadays and things like that. Then your grammar, and for grammar, check
Hmm.
verb subject agreement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending you these two links. Okay.
Okay.
In fact, you have these links printed on your notes. Do you have slide number
Okay. Wait a second, sir. No, sir.
slide number 10?
No, sir. No, there is no any link.
There's no link. Now you have to correct it.
Yeah.
There is no any link
Okay.
is wrong, right?
Okay.
Okay. Let me send you. Okay, you can take a picture and you can see these two links.
Okay, sir. Okay, then.
These are about verb subject agreement.
Okay.
Okay, I will show you after. For example, let me tell you. When I say I and my
Hmm.
friend are coming
Okay.
or is coming, I and
Are
my friend
coming.
are coming. And when I say He along with his friend is coming or are coming?
Are coming.
Is coming.
He along with his friend.
Yes. In our language we
Okay.
call वो अपने दोस्त के साथ आ रहा है.
Okay.
That
He's
means
okay.
आ हो ही रहा है, only he is coming, but his friend is, you know, an additional part in this.
Okay.
He comma along with his friend
Hmm.
is coming. So actually he is coming,
Okay.
but we are saying that he's coming with his friend, right? Okay, so, but if
Okay.
when I say he and his friend, now
Okay.
we are saying कि वो दोस्त आ रहे हैं, both of them. Now we are saying that
Oh,
both of them are coming. So this is about verb and subject agreement. You can see these points here on these two lines.
okay.
Okay. Then your punctuation is also very important. You see, for you
Hmm.
both of you, Abdurrahman and Shuaila, both of you
Hmm.
are very careless
Okay.
about punctuations. You use a lot of capital words unnecessarily. Please don't do that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then your handwriting is again, if you have
Yes.
written something, you know, unclear, Abdurrahman, that is your major problem. That you know you write words too close. So I will request you to, you know, write openly. Give some space between the words. Okay? Now,
Okay.
this is again, but you know, during your writing, you may write. It is quite possible that you know other parts of your writing are very good, but somehow during your, you know, because of hurry, you may write something. For example, if I write any word in which I have to write N, okay,
Hmm.
I and M. Now this word I'm going to write is animation, let's say.
Okay.
Similarly, double N and double M, they are, you know, they sometimes make problems
Hmm.
like you. Similarly, if they are followed by U or something, again, they become, you know, we just write something
Hmm.
like zigzag, tuk, 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 PCG, and that's it. So that is again, you
Yes.
know, that is all. So take care of these things. If there's any word which is, you know, problematic, please erase it and write it clearly
Okay.
afterwards, like towards the end of your essay. Now, don't forget to check your punctuation. The most common mistakes are with capital letters, full stops, and commas. And you know,
Hmm.
in your first lesson, I gave you rules of commas and full stops.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Students often repeat this, and this is again very common thing about
Hmm.
everyone, that
Hmm.
we, you know, we repeat our mistakes. If you are weak at something, all the time you will
Hmm.
make it. Like one of the words that I use quite often is and
Hmm.
things like that. And I guess
Hmm.
I have repeated this word even in this lecture 2 or 3 times. Okay.
Okay.
So, similarly, now I tell you one of my weaknesses. Spellings are my weakness, right? Somehow these are my weakness. So I always get confused. Even right now, I'm confused that I should write RECEIVE or IVEVE for receive.
It's
Which
correct.
one? Which one is correct, right? So I get now. These are some problems with all of us.
Yeah.
So we
Yes, sir.
repeat those mistakes all the time. But
Hmm.
this is the time to address your problems.
Okay.
Identify your problems. Like now, you know, you say one word wrong, and which one word is that?
Yes.
No any. There is no
Yeah.
any, right? So you,
There is no any.
yeah, either you say there's no,
Hmm.
okay,
Okay.
or you say there is not any, not any,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
now you know that. So try to,
Hmm.
you know, make sure you deliberately practice these words.
Okay, sir.
Okay, get to know your own common mistakes and make sure
Okay.
you deliberately practice. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, now let's move to the next slide. And again, why it has happened that way, I don't know. Right, look at the answer again and find 4 common spelling mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember
Which?
which, okay, we covered which. This one, I guess.
And
Okay.
yes, sir.
And nowadays,
Yes.
okay. And any other?
Consequently, no.
Okay.
Like,
Now these are the things. Internet brought. No.
yes, I believe.
Okay. There. If you see there, THIER there. THEIR. It should be.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. And believe. That's fine.
Hmm.
Okay. Next, tell me 5 problems with the verbs. Verbs mean some grammatical mistake.
Yes,
Like
sir.
who is. Do you remember? We said
Yes,
who
sir.
are
Who
concerned
are?
about this. As far as
Yes.
I am concerned.
Hmm.
Okay, and there was one more mistake. Difficult to escape,
Hmm.
right? So again, these are the words that, these were the problems with the verbs. And one more. Oh, okay, yes. These can be minimized, right?
Hmm.
Let me
Yes.
let me change the color for you. All of these are like, now these are grammar. Green one are grammatical mistakes. This one,
Okay.
as far as now, ever escaping,
Hmm.
as far as I'm
Concern
concerned, and these can be
can
minimized.
be
These are
minimized.
grammatical mistakes, right?
Hmm.
And then a phrase that is repeated. I hope you know.
Progress counts
Yes, progress
at
at at a place.
right.
Right, right. So this exercise is also done. Which one to keep, which one to delete, you know that.
Hmm.
Okay, now this is
Yes,
not,
sir.
this is a very basic exercise. There's some common spelling mistakes that people make
Mm-hmm.
in this. Like for government, they miss N sometimes. For until they use double L.
Okay.
Nowadays, they miss A.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so these are common mistakes.
Hmm.
And sorry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, if I see what are the mistakes in these, can you tell me?
Government and yes, government. Okay, so there is missing of R,
Yeah.
and until there is double L.
Yeah.
Nowadays, so there is a word missing. Believe, believe is like B. There is E word is missing
Yes, missing that.
because A after C.
See, right, right.
Countries, so U
Okay.
triple L E. Opportunities, so R is
R is
missing.
missing.
Between E again,
Okay.
environment.
N is
This
missing
is
after O. Like,
okay.
just like
Okay, I
government,
understand.
there's an N after R. Here, there's an N
Mm-hmm.
after O. Go on. Environment.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Check.
And the next is yes. So there is H. There is no H.
Yeah. Okay.
Import important. So we can replace E
TA.
from
TA.
A.
Right.
Experience.
Mm-hmm.
Experience. So there
EXPE
is
or
yeah.
IE sequence.
I E.
Yeah.
Okay. Computation. So there is I between
TI.
two T's. There so THEIR. Modern MODERN.
Yeah. Modern.
Confusion. So I is missing.
Yeah.
Children. So CHILDREN.
A,
Restaurant.
A is
So A
missing.
is missing.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And society. So EITY.
EITY, right. So now these are the correct spelling. This is just to give you an idea that, there's some
Oh,
common mistakes which some people make, but obviously everybody knows his or her own mistakes. And if you don't know, try to learn them now. Clear?
okay.
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 So next, correct the punctuation in these sentences.
Okay.
According to the
According to
survey,
this.
there are some
Mhm.
punctuation errors. The population will grow more and more. It is predicted, slide number 14. Practice your skill.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is predicted that by 2050, the population will have increased by 30%. Which mistake,
Mhm.
punctuation mistakes you can identify in the first sentence? in number
formation
one.
will grow more and more, more and more, more and more. So after more and more, there will be full
A full
stop,
stop. Very good. Very good. So there will be a
and
full
I
stop,
is
and
capital.
I will become captain. Very good. Okay. Next.
Many famous film stars are American. Many film stars. This is right.
Hmm.
This is right. Like many film stars are American. So no, sir. There is A, capital A. Oh
A
yes.
capital right. Okay. Next.
So my conclusion. So after this, there will be comma, just comma.
And there will be no comma after therefore.
Therefore, is that therefore is that okay? So therefore, I don't know,
Okay, I'll
but
talk
I
about
think yes.
this. I'll talk about this in a while. Okay, about therefore
Mm-hmm.
and moreover. Sorry, however,
Okay.
I will tell you. You can move to the next.
Okay. So the pie chart. So T will be capital.
T will be capital
The
sentences.
pie chart give us information about the causes of land degradation worldwide. Okay. So this is fine. Many children spend hours playing video games, which can lead to health problems. Health problems. Many children spend games.
A comma is missing
Can. Okay. So after games,
after
there
games. You
will.
see, when we use which, generally we have a
Hmm.
comma before that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next.
Okay. Okay, so next is, however, we can see that the rate of both national and international, so I will be capital in international,
No,
falls
n will be
increase
small.
from.
Wait, n will be in lowercase.
Sir,
National
and what about international?
again small. Is this a name of a country?
No. Okay,
Hmm.
okay,
Similarly, national and small. That's it. Lowercase n.
okay, okay. Nowadays, so after nowadays, there will be comma.
Okay, nowadays.
In many universities around the world, university students can study any subject they like. So yes,
Around the
so
world,
around
comma.
the world. Okay, comma. Okay, sir.
Comma, right.
Then
So if you see very basic or simple, if I tell you a basic tip for this, whenever you give a pause to differentiate, to differentiate two parts of a sentence, you add a comma there. Like nowadays,
okay.
in many universities around the
Hmm.
world, university students can study any
Okay.
subject. You see, nowadays, in
Okay.
many universities around
Hmm.
the world, university students can. So now this is another thing, right? This is one part
Okay.
of speech. This whole is one part of speech. This is again one part. Clear?
Okay.
Right. So
Sir,
this
and
is
after comma,
sorry. Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
after comma, we will use we can say small
We will.
or capital.
Yes, yes. Lowercase. It's the same sentence.
Okay.
New sentence is
Okay,
not
sir.
starting after comma.
Okay,
Like
sir.
here, I will just put a comma, and here I will just put
And
a comma. That's
okay, sir.
okay. Now, one rule about not rule, you can say a tip about however and therefore.
Okay.
When we use however nowadays or probably, right?
Hmm.
Therefore, all these words in the beginning, we put a comma after
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
But when we use these words in between the sentence,
Okay.
then we generally put a comma before and after that.
When we use between sentence.
Like if I
Okay.
tell you, okay, like if I tell you that, well, ma'am, I am very ill and I cannot go to office. You are my boss somehow, okay, and I'm really sorry and blah blah blah. So I would say it is now. You see, therefore requested to please,
Okay.
okay, grant me leave for 1 day. Clear?
Okay. Okay. Yes, I got it.
Now, therefore, but if I want to start this thing, sentence with therefore, then I will say therefore it is requested. It's a
Hmm.
matter of style actually, right? Similarly, some
Yes.
say however. Now I can say it is comma,
Hmm.
however, argued that something.
Okay.
Okay. And now there's another way of writing it is however, it is
Yes,
argued,
it is argued. Yeah.
right? Okay. Then
Okay.
one thing about comma, if I put, use word that, we don't
Okay.
use comma before that most of the times,
Okay.
right? Like you see, if I say, he said to me, comma, uh,
Hmm.
I will meet you, right?
Hmm.
Then I will make it an indirect sentence. I would say, he said to me that
Hmm.
he
Hmm.
would. Now you see there are two changes, so three changes. One change, that I will be converted into he,
Hmm.
and will be converted into the past tense would.
Both.
So generally speaking, we don't use comma with that,
Okay.
but we use a comma before which.
Okay.
Clear? So that's all. If you want to take a screenshot of
Yes,
this.
sir. Yes, sir. I have already done.
Okay, great. Smart boy, smart girl. Sorry. Okay. Now these are the answers. If you want to see my conclusion, therefore, you see, therefore has come in between. So a comma before that, a
Yes,
comma
sir.
after that. These are the answers. But if you see, however, it's in the beginning, so we put a comma here.
Hmm. Okay.
Nowadays, a comma here, right?
Okay.
Now, if you see, sorry, let me go back in that same essay. Uh, okay, this one. Progress comes at a price, comma, however,
Hmm.
comma.
Oh, yes, sir.
This has, this has come in between the sentence. That's why a
Hmm.
comma before that and a comma after that. Same goes for
Hmm.
therefore. I've shown you the example, right? So
Okay.
now, assessing your language. These are some of the last exercises that we are going to do now.
Hmm.
I guess, how many slides are there? Let me check. Why 74, my lord. I thought, okay, that's fine.
So three are left, right?
Sorry,
Three are left.
three are left with you, right? So,
Okay.
right, so we'll conclude it. Actually, my desire was to conclude it today because, I wanted to give you
Yes,
time
sir.
on the weekend so that you can revise it, right?
Okay.
And then you can write even one essay. I'll give you a topic and I would like you to write something on that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Very right. Now, assessing your language. uh, I have given you a detailed, you know, scoring method for writing.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is just a summary of that. Why I'm
Okay.
giving you this, or why I'm teaching you this thing. Look, you are with me for 1.5 months, or maybe for 2 months, right?
Hmm.
After that, we may not be able to have regular classes of, regular session of 1 hours or 2 hours sessions, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, I'll be there for you to, give you any advice, any tip you require until you appear in the exam. But
Hmm.
these regular sessions will end after 1.5 months, maybe or 2 months. So
Okay.
uh, after that, you should be able to judge your writing,
Okay.
okay? And you should learn how your writing is assessed. I mean, obviously, it is not possible to check your own writing 100%, but once you know the things, after writing your essay, then you will have good time for you to assess it slowly. You can spend 1 hour to assess it. So in that case, you will require understanding of this assessment criteria.
Okay.
Okay, now if you see, in case, what are the differences between band 4, 6, and 8? I would go by band 8 first. Okay,
Okay.
use a wide range of vocabulary,
Hmm.
and this use is not only wide, but he or she is using fluently and flexibly. Flexibility. What does it mean? It means uh, the candidate is not forcefully, inserting some words, or he is not forcefully, or she is not forcefully, translating some word into the other,
Okay.
right? For example, there's one candidate, he is saying that in one sentence he has used the word internet, okay, and in the
Okay.
next sentence he is saying this technology or this virtual connection.
Hmm.
Now this is a fluent and flexible use. But if
Hmm.
another person is, trying to translate internet, and he's saying a tool which is used to connect someone,
Hmm.
you see, that is not a fluent and flexible use.
Hmm.
Right? So if you see, wide range and fluently and flexible. But look at 6.
Hmm.
Here it is adequate range. Enough, good enough, but not a wide range. There
Okay.
is no discussion of fluency and flexibility.
Hmm.
But here, if you see, use only basic vocabulary,
Hmm.
which may be used repetitively. No flexibility,
Hmm.
no fluency, no wide range, no even adequate range. You see the difference?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Now, ideas are clear, but there may be a lot of repetition in number 4.
Hmm.
Okay, same ideas are repeated again and again. Here,
Hmm.
organizes information and ideas clearly. No repetition.
Hmm.
If there's no repetition, you will get 6. If there's repetition, you will get 4 or 5 or something.
Okay.
Okay. Then use only a very limited range of grammatical structures and rarely accurately. So
Hmm.
range is limited, and even in that too, there are some mistakes. There are many mistakes actually, rarely accurate.
Hmm.
But if you see here, it's a mix of simple and complex sentence structure,
Hmm.
right? And here,
Hmm.
wide range of sector structures and majority of sentences are accurate.
Okay.
Similarly, makes frequent spelling mistakes.
Hmm.
And here, attempts to use less common means difficult vocabulary, but with some mistakes. Frequent
Okay.
mistakes and some mistakes. Clear?
Hmm.
And here, if you see, makes only very occasional mistakes.
Hmm.
Similarly, makes some errors in grammar, band 6,
Hmm.
punctuation, and spelling, but they don't cause problems for the reader to understand. Actually, you know, uh, if this is a word, like communication is a word, right?
Okay.
Let me refresh it. You wanted to write communication, okay? Okay, or if I say internet is a good tool for communication, right? Now this is what you wanted to say, and let's say uh, you didn't write communication well, and you wrote it like this way. Now, although it is wrong, but
Hmm.
I can understand what you want to say.
Hmm.
Okay, in that case, you will get 6. But
Okay.
if I write something, internet is a good this thing. Now, can you tell me what I want to say?
No, I don't know.
Right? So obviously, it will mean nothing actually. So if
Hmm.
that it causes a problem, then that means you have ended up here somewhere in the last category, number 4 or 3 band.
Hmm.
Errors may
Okay.
cause problems for the reader, and here errors don't cause problem for the reader.
Okay.
And errors in case of 8, errors in spelling are rare.
Okay.
Okay, in 9, they say that errors occur only because of they occur as a slip only, like we say slip of a tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
right. So now, why I wanted to give you this idea, I will show you 3 writings now, not complete essays,
Okay.
but only 3 writings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, extract
Okay.
of 3 writings, and then we will try to figure out that, well, which band we should give to each of these writings.
Okay.
Now let me start with this one. Can you tell me what are the errors, what are the problems in this essay?
Nowadays, so there is no A.
Okay,
With the developing of science and technology, with the developing of science,
okay, yeah, that's wrong.
more
That's
and
wrong.
more.
Fine. This with a
Yeah, yes,
development.
sir. So there is grammar. Yeah,
Okay,
grammar issue. More and more people use
and
computers.
more and D is missing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. There is no D. People use computers. Computers are there is repetition,
No, actually, there has to
and
be
there
a
is
full stop. Yeah, it has to be a full stop here, and it has to be capital. This is next sentence. Computers are getting
yes,
popular. Full stop. Now, these are very basic sentence structures. Can you see?
yes, simple.
Simple. And then people,
People
capital.
use computer to typing. They're easy, but there
Now,
is
now
quite
you
a
see,
lot of
yeah,
spelling mistake.
I'm saying, and this is causing a problem for the reader. Actually,
Yes,
he
information.
wants to say people use computer to type their essays. This is what I have,
Okay,
judged,
okay.
maybe,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, yes, you
Get
are right.
information from internet
So
and computers.
you are quite good examiner. You are
Thank you
able
very
to
much.
write what you
Yeah.
read.
Yeah, actually, I
Yes,
guess this is what he wants to wanted to write. So use in everywhere. Now, in everywhere, can you read this? Get information from the internet and computer are used in everywhere. Now there has to
everywhere
be
such as
space.
bank, supermarket. So there is no comma
No full
and
stop,
so.
no comma, and each sentence is starting with a lowercase.
Yes, exactly. However, it has been widely noted that some people don't know. So there is, you can say, do not
Hmm.
they should do not know how to use computers. If so, again, I is capital.
It
It
makes
makes them
it makes them.
makes exactly. It makes them inconvenient and uncomfortable in their life.
Now this sentence.
People
Can you tell me if you don't wait? Can you tell me if you don't know how to use computers? Will it make you inconvenient and uncomfortable? Actually, she wants to or he wants to say something else. Like they will maybe it will be he or she wants to say that not knowing the computers may cause them problems in using very maybe even microwave or TV or something. This is what she wants to say. But inconvenient and uncomfortable are not good words to express this in their lives. Now, again, people who do not know how to use computers
yeah, exactly.
are become are
Who
no
do not
become more and more disadvantaged. I know which word is this. You see,
know.
so obviously, which grade you are going to give him? Uh-huh. Obviously, band
So
four,
four.
because we are unable to. There are number of mistakes and blah blah. Okay, so now you know that.
Okay.
Have a look on this one now. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, are your friends there with you?
Nowadays, what sir?
Okay, nowadays technology is an essential part of education. The use of
Mm-hmm.
computers in a classroom is so common that it is almost impossible
To
for
students
students
follow.
for
Mm-hmm.
students to follow
Okay.
their studies, comma, if they
Mm-hmm.
do not have computer skills. However,
Okay.
if the computer dominates the
Mm-hmm.
major
As
role of education, what should be done
yes.
with the teachers? where should we throw them,
Okay.
right?
So this is fourth wala method, sir.
Sorry. Yeah,
Sir,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
told
yeah. Very
yeah.
good, very good. Yeah, fourth one. But he has raised a new question actually. Good.
Hmm.
Now, since we don't know the actually topic here, we can just make an
Hmm.
idea, right? So, firstly, not all schools can provide computers for their students. In this
Hmm.
case, colleges situated far away from big center or better.
All right.
Now, this is a major blunder.
Hmm.
Big
Big center
center
or
or are in small towns maybe.
okay.
Depend on teachers as the main source of knowledge for their children. No, for their
Their
students.
student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now another point to be considered is the fact that not all the students are keen on working with computers, okay, or have enough skills to work with these modern machines. So anyways, now if you
Sir,
see,
sir, after another point to be considered, I think there will be
the
comma or not.
yeah, yeah. Another point to be considered is the fact. Actually, yes, fine.
After fact or after consider?
Considered that that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, now uh, in this case,
Hmm.
the main theme is clear. Ideas
Hmm.
are to someone, you can say organized,
Hmm.
right? And you can understand the main theme and flow. But obviously, there are
Okay.
some problems. Words are very
Hmm.
basic. Somewhere sentences are very basic, right? And
Hmm.
things are said in a very simpler way. Now have a look at this. Television in general is one of the most important tools of our daily life now. For children to adults, every age group enjoys watching the television programs of their interest. TV
Hmm.
is in its early days, was mainly used for news, broadcasting, and other important awareness for the public.
Hmm.
But now it heavily influences our lives and it almost became an addiction. Now, actually, here it should be
Hmm.
it
But
almost has become present perfect tense.
okay.
अब एडिक्शन बन चुका है, बन गया नहीं.
Sir, and after but there
Yes,
will be
obviously
is
there
there
has to be a comma.
okay.
Okay, now
So I
uh, in
okay.
today's world, with the
Hmm.
discovery of satellite television, almost every channel reaches our home, and we have plenty of choices.
Hmm. Yes.
In my opinion, TV plays a great role in our lives as now
Hmm.
this is wrong, okay? It is a major source of information of happenings around the world, and one has enough information about another country before they have chance to visit the. You see how big sentence this is,
Hmm.
okay? I was exhausted actually to read this sentence in one go. Now, in
Okay.
today's household, one keeps track of programs and can record them to watch it at a later, more convenient time. Now, this is a very good
Hmm.
sentence, you see, smart sentence.
Hmm.
So, TV is not only a great tool for the enhancement of knowledge on every subject, but also, again, it is an
Hmm.
entertainment package as without it, life would be very dull and monotonous. Now, if you see, monotonous is a word, we call it boring, not changing, remaining the same and boring,
Hmm.
right?
Same posture.
Same for, yeah. And then this is again a very good enhancement is a good word, right?
Yeah.
And if you go back, there are many such words which have made them this essay quite good, actually.
Hmm.
Addiction again, okay. Broadcasting, casting. Although this is very simple word, but it is rarely used actually.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and influences and blah blah. So, anyways,
Hmm.
now this essay would get 8.
Okay.
You see, it is not very difficult to get 8. You just have to
Hmm.
organize your thoughts.
Yes.
Okay, so
Exactly.
as As per Cambridge assessment, this is it. This is not my assessment.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Right? So with this, you now know exactly how to do assessment and what you can do with your writing. So these are some recap tips, important points. You can see these points later on at your own. So
Mm-hmm.
inshallah, we will start our speaking session maybe from Monday.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll give you or I'll send you a test today
Yes, sir.
for task 2 only. Okay, and I
Okay.
would like you to just apply your knowledge or skills that you have learned on that.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I will advise you to spend some time on revising everything that you have learned.
Okay.
Okay, you can
Okay, sir.
revise these things tomorrow, and day after tomorrow on Sunday you can write, or maybe on Monday you can write, right?
Okay, sir. Sir, I have to ask one or two questions.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure, sure, sure.
Okay. So number one, sir, one of my senior told me you have to remember some code or you have to search on Google. Like जो common quote होंगे वो याद कर लो और फिर like related to कोई भी topics है अगर उसमें डालोगे तो उस ऐसे का band increase हो सकता है. Sir, is it
Actually,
fine?
you see, look, actually, this is the same thing that I told you in a different way. Look,
Hmm.
quotes or phrases, throughout our lectures, I had been telling you that please try
Hmm.
to
Yes,
memorize
sir. Yes, the phrases.
different parts, phrases, right?
Yeah.
Or even
Yeah.
quotes. Like today, we learned 2, 3 very good things. Like
Yes, sir.
technology has a price or cost, maybe. And then
Exactly.
there's another side of the coin to the coin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there
Hmm.
was we just saw in this at a more later convenient time,
Hmm.
right? So you keep learning these things. If you want to
Yes, sir.
Google it, you can do. Else I have told you to start reading the articles. You will find
Yes,
the
sir.
quotes over there. So whichever
Mm-hmm.
method you want to follow, you can do. Generally speaking, it is
Okay.
difficult to Google different quotes and then memorize it,
Okay.
because there are number of topics from where you will start.
Okay.
But if you are reading an essay, or if you are reading, I have sent you 2 files. If you go through those files, even then you will find good words and
Mm-hmm.
phrases in
Okay.
there. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
I don't
Oh,
think you require anything extra. Once you are done with
okay.
those, and still you want more, in that case you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But I have provided you with plenty of material. Like the files
Yes,
that I
sir.
have sent you yesterday, it contain one of those files contained 150 pages. So on those
Okay.
150 pages, every page has got at least 2 or 3 very good phrases and 6 to 7 very good words.
Okay.
Okay, so you can learn those. But if still you want to, you
Yeah.
may Google and you may learn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, sir. First of all, I have to cover all the notes. Then
Yeah.
after that, if I have a time, then I will search it.
Very good.
Well, and the sir, second question is, sir, जो मैंने writing task 1 लिखा था, like
Mhm,
there आपने discuss तो overall कर लिया था. लेकिन
mhm.
अगर आप band देना चाहें तो सर वो कौन सा देंगे?
No, I
ताकि
won't. No, 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 I won't. This is too early for that.
okay,
This is too
okay,
early
sir.
for that.
Oh
If
yes,
I
sir. That was my first